Welcome back to Novosplovo, friends. We're back in the city skylines, and we're rocking it in mass transit. We're trying to go for a nice, cool, angular city with a very Soviet, grim, frozen north, bleak feel to it. Now, last episode, we built a lot more Rico to try and appease our demands, but we discovered something that sent me to Google to try and find out what was going wrong. When we were putting down Rico, it wasn't actually helping the situation. Erasing houses and putting down more housing actually made the area want more population. And it turns out that while you get population from these buildings specifically, they don't count towards residential demand. It's weird. They don't work quite that well. Also, the people inside these buildings don't quite pay the right amount of taxes as well. These guys are educated inside these buildings, and that's good. But how stretched is our school now? Aha, I see. It gets 178 of 300 students, which is pretty close to the threshold, actually. We don't want to make that go too high, because we can't get kids in school. They're going to hit the streets and start committing crimes. Stalin Depths will become Hell's Kitchen. Oh, looks like some of these buildings are upgrading now. What's this? Upgrade underway. The Hamilton residence is leveling up. That's fantastic. And people that are leveled up pay more taxes. If disasters hit your city, they shouldn't do, so we turn that shit off. Now, businesses are moving out because we don't have enough population. And last episode we said we were going to expand a huge residential section over here. We're not going to rely on Rico anymore because that's kind of a no-no, it seems. What we're going to do is we're going to break this highway, put down a really nice, fancy intersection, come off it both ways, and have two big residential parks here. The Hammer and the Sickle. That's the dream. The Hammer and the Sickle. So let's make it work. Now, look at this for an intersection. Look at this beautiful beast. Oh man, doesn't it just make you wanna? Oh man, I think I just got a road boner. I don't know though. What's this one? Oh, look at this. Oh well, actually that's a pretty basic one. What's this? Oh, double roundabout. Oh man, yeah, and it comes off both ways. This looks like the one, but it's not quite angular enough. So maybe we could just put down part of it and then redesign it. It costs 25 grand to put down. Only costs 320 a week, which I think is the cumulative cost of the road section. Wait, what's this though? This only costs a little bit more, and it looks a little bit nicer, but is it nicer? This is a basic one, the Cloverleaf intersection. The metro is the dream, but that's a long way away. We're going to use one of the assets that we downloaded. We're going to use the double roundabout, because it does look pretty freaking fancy. If it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. But I have faith. So let's get bashing down roads. Make some space. We can always rebuild these. So don't worry too much. And now we just need a connection here. How do you reckon about that? Bam. Now let's make sure the roads are going the right way. Otherwise, we'll have a bit of an issue. So this is this is that way, and this is that way. Looks like we're going okay, but this is just a bit ugly, isn't it? There. Let's fix that. This is a 3-lane highway. Have we even unlocked that yet? Wait, here we go. Highways. So this is 2-lane, 1-way highway with sound barriers. That's pretty cool. So it doesn't disturb residents that are nearby. And this is highway. Bam. All right, now this is the one. This looks like the one. Perfect. So we have our intersection. It's going to draw some cash from us, but it looks like it's going to work. And I think it connects up to all the other roads as well. Or does it, actually? If you're coming along here, how do you get onto here? I don't see a way. Oh no, you go around this roundabout here. Now this is a fancy intersection. I do like this a lot. Oh, we got an issue here. What's the issue? Oh no! This road goes the wrong way. We fix that. It's not the first time we've done that. It's a bit embarrassing, but what are you going to do? There we go. Right, all the roads are facing the right way. And now we can get to building the Hammer and the Sickle. We've got $16,000 to get going with this. first thing we need to do is the hammer and the sickle. Now I'm just going to open up Google and get a picture of a hammer and sickle. Now this road here is a one-way road. It comes out from here and it goes into here. So we want a two-way coming off here. But a nice thick two-way, I reckon. And a pretty one if we can get away with it. 4-lane? That seems about exactly right for what we're looking for. Now the hammer is going to be... This could be expensive. We might have to take a loan. But I think a new loan bracket has unlocked for us. So we should be okay. So bam. That's looking good. And now we're going to turn on the angular tool. Go top down. And we're going to have a 60-degree angle on the hammer. Or are we actually? There's a lot of room up here that we're not going to use if we're not careful. So it might be worth designing the hammer first. We'll go with 4-lane because I'm sure it'll be okay. So, start here. We'll go up at about, let's see.
So we want basically like a 90-degree angle. Because that's kind of how I picture the Russian hammer to look. And obviously the back of the hammer has like the spiky bit. It's not really like a flat hammer, like a mallet. It's got like the claw, for, I guess, pulling out the communist nails in the Soviet machine. So here we go. That's a pretty looking hammer. It kind of looks like one of those hammers that you give to a kid, like a bashy hammer that they bash in the kind of shapes with, like a squeaky hammer. But sure, in Soviet Russia, we give kids a real hammer so they can learn to cave in skulls as well as make the shapes hit the right hole. So we're going to just paint all of this area residential. That bit in the middle there, we're going to leave for services because even the Soviet hammer needs police fun. People are petrified to commit crimes, but they're also crazy. And crazy people do crazy things. Now, it looks like we're super low on funds. I can't really afford any of these roads yet. So we can't connect it up. We're going to hit the loan section and see what's available to us. So, okay, the highest loan, we need a 14,000 population. We're getting there. We're getting there pretty good. So that's a way off. But, yeah, we'll take a loan out if we can. Actually, no. I mean, we can't actually take a loan out yet. So we're going to up the speed and see if we can trim up some of the back lines over here. Now, again, like ploppable Rico is really temperamental. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And we've got guys moving into the hammer. Oh, they're chomping at the bit to be part of Soviet history in Novosplovo. But the problem is at the moment, they haven't got the power. Water we can deal with in a jiffy. But our job basically now is just using whatever funds we have to get this place powered up and watered up. So it's just a case of just, hitting the speed up to something reasonable. You have to be very careful because if you leave it for too long without power and water, those houses are just going to become abandoned and no one's going to want to live there at all, which really sucks. There we go. We can afford a bit more water. Come on, guys. Don't worry. Oh, that was close. And now just this last little bit. And I've also noticed we haven't actually connected this hammer section to any of the road networks, so I have no idea how people are moving in, but they're somehow managing. Here we go. Can we afford it yet? No, let's just pick up the pace. Come on, there we go. Is that a good angle? Yeah, I think so. Now, that's almost like, if you think about it right, the interchange is like a smiley face, with those two circles being the eyes, and the road that comes out is like a hand that's holding the toy hammer. Yeah, sure. Yeah, that works. Okay, let's just make sure that we get enough pipes down here so these guys can get water when they do move in. What's going on here? A dead person's waiting for transport. Oh man, yeah, it was a totally sealed community, so nobody could get here. But I guess the ambulances are coming now to cart that dude off to us. Actually, no, we don't have a cemetery, do we? I can't remember. Do we have a cemetery? I don't think we do. can't afford one just yet, so that's going to have to wait. Now, if we hit another landmark, another kind of milestone, we're going to get a nice big cash injection. Oh man, imagine putting like a graveyard right in the center of that Novosplovo square. Graveyards are actually a pretty cool thing. You'd usually think that being near to a graveyard would petrify you. When I was younger, I lived near a graveyard. It scared the hell out of me. Walking through that place at night gave me the heebie-jeebies. But the people of Novosplovo aren't 10-year-old me, so they're not that scared of living near a graveyard. In fact, they actually kind of like it. It counts as like a park area that brings the value of an area up somehow. Now we're going to paint down some more industry over here because we need those industry dollar taxes to keep us in the green. We're making loads of cash though at the moment. Now that people have started moving into the hammer, we're rolling and lolling in cash. Bam. Okay, and these guys are happy with that, so that's going to help get people to move in quicker as well. Now looking at the Rico, it looks like we got a high demand for residential, reasonable for commercial, and because we put that extra industrial in there at, is that Lenin's? Is Lenin Industrial? Put that extra industrial in there, we don't have to sate that appetite for industry just yet. Now I want to connect up the hammer to Lenin Industrial, just so that cars have a way to get to work, because a lot of the people that live in the hammer are going to work at Lenin Industrial. So it's important to give them a way to get to work. We had to erase somebody's house, but you know what? In Novosplovo, take one for the team. Take one for the motherland. And I'm sure that guy knows that. Now we need some more power, because we're getting dangerously low. Look at that yellow. We're in brownout territory, as you can see at the bottom of the hammer. So, more coal, because coal is king in Novosplovo. Okay, what else are we going to do? Let's take a look around here. Everything looks like it's up and running and hooked up to the grid. And the hammer, oh, I'm so proud of this hammer, actually. It's time to paint a district around our toy hammer. And what are we going to call it? You guessed it. It's going to be the hammer. Only not the, because that's more like German. The hammer. Oh, welcome, comrade, to the hammer. Where do you live? Oh, I live on 10. The hammer. Novosplovo. I can't think of a more Russian place to live than the hammer. Oh, man. Except maybe the sickle. But I don't know. I think the sickle might end up being industrial or commercial. We'll have to see. But at the moment, demand's looking pretty split. Okay, so we want a police station over at the hammer. Pashka's police station? Sure, it's pretty efficient. Now, some of the DLC, some of the marketplace items that you can download are actually super efficient, borderline cheaty. But most of them are pretty cool as well. If you do spend a lot of time scanning through the marketplace, you can usually find some pretty sweet buildings that are generally cheaper to maintain and have an equal effect. So you can have like smaller police stations for smaller districts. Okay, yeah, looks like the hammer's doing pretty good. People are moving in. People are enjoying themselves in the hammer, which I think is the most important part, right? Oh my god, look at the sea. There's so much poo in the sea. Lenin Industrial is cooking along. There's a nice little smog cloud fermenting above that, just so that everybody knows if you work in Lenin Industrial, you're going to get some kind of breathing disorder. It's just how it goes in Soviet Novosplovo. Now we're getting a lot of poo over at the other side of the bay as well, but that's okay. Now, as people are moving in, we're getting really close to the next milestone. Look at that, 3,500. Maybe it's time to buy another zone. I like the idea of buying this area over here on the right and putting something on that island, but in terms of space efficiency, I think the area on the... Oh, maybe on the left, actually, over here. There's lots and lots of space out here. How much is that? Can we afford that? What about the area down here? We could expand on the area in the bottom right. And since we're putting the sickle there, that seems like a nice place to go. Oh, but I just don't know at the moment. Let's take a look at the where are the mineral resources? Because I want to find out where the minerals are on this map, where the coal is, where the iron ore. There we go. Right. So there's a big bunch of farmland up there, but we're not really going to bother with that because we're in the Siberian frozen north. Who's going to grow vegetables in the Siberian frozen north? But there's a nice bit of oil down there, actually. Look at that. Now, actually, what we could do is we could level off that mountainous area and make it flat. It might take a lot of manpower, but we have a lot of manpower in Soviet lands. So what we could do is flatten that mountainous area and put down, make the sickle like an oil park. That sounds like a pretty good idea, because I've made a change to this map, because I hate the idea of having resources expire. So I made sure that resources on this map are infinite. So if we put an oil zone down there, it can forever be an oil zone. That oil won't run out. And I like the idea of that. I like it makes us a rich place. Oh, there we go. Okay, and we've hit Busy Town. So we're going to stop there. Next time, we're going to take a look deeper into what Busy Town unlocks. But on the surface, it looks like tourism, the oil industry, which means we can start working on the sickle. That sounds pretty sweet. Also, it looks like we can put down some more intersections as well, namely the famous metro. So stay tuned, take care, and join us next time for another dive into City Skylines and Novosplovo.